Hmm. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about this. Usually I come up at about this time to discuss with my American and Canadian audience. So anytime you see me up at this time of the night is just because I want to be with my American and Canadian people. This is usually their own evening. So normally I host a live every evening for the Nigerian audience, and the Nigerian audience evening is about Nigerian evening about 4 p.m. to about 9. Usually within that time, we have our morning sermon sessions from about uh, 11 to about 3, anytime around that time frame. And then we have our Canadian American audience from about 1:30 a.m. Nigerian time to about 3:30 max. I'm going to keep this as short as possible, but this highlights the debate between raising your children abroad and raising your children in Nigeria. And this is a conversation I need to have. I'm going to have the comment section locked because we are talking and when they talk about flag, this is a very important conversation. So, raising your children abroad or raising your children in Nigeria. Elon Musk said he used the word lost one of his sons who went on to become a woman, and apparently it was during COVID, and he said he was tricked, that they said that the boy would buy himself. So he signed a boy younger than 16, making change in male, enter woman own. I know that's a TikTok and we made these people not go vex with me because they know they use this kind of topic play. So what are your thoughts? Yes, I know Nigeria is not much better, slightly better. My picking for 16, no fit tell me saying one change in orientation, make better slap, no meet and when day. You understand what I'm saying? But what are your thoughts? You know, I always say this. I know a lot of people argue and say raising your kids abroad is the best. Personally, for me, I'd rather raise my kids in Nigeria. Well, there are arguments for both sides. There are arguments for both sides. And to be honest, abroad is winning. If it comes to the arguments, abroad is safer. Your children have more educational and work opportunities. Um, your children have more health care benefits. By the time your children are 21, they're probably working for themselves, drive their own cars, live their own lives. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The argument usually looks like abroad is winning. But if you can have a deeper perspective, you would notice that there are some things you can't get away with in Nigeria that you get away with abroad. In Nigeria, the society raises the kids, and you don't have. Now, the worst thing is when you live in Nigeria and you carry your children to schools in Nigeria that offer British curriculum or American curriculum. that is a totally different conversation because you are in Nigeria and you're not getting the benefits of Nigeria. So you're actually in Nigeria and getting all the bad sides of abroad and none of the good sides of Nigeria. So instead of make I send my pikin go school where they do British curriculum, I go kuku send them go UK. Make I know say I don't use my own hand, carry my own pikin for salam. So instead of sending my child to a school in Nigeria with British curriculum, I'll just carry the child and send the child abroad. Let me know that that's what I've done. In Nigeria, we have what you call the hybrid curriculum. Then I'd like to put my kids. My kids actually went to a church school. I know the owner very well. Um, Someone said Nigerian society is toxic. No, like I always say, depends on where you stay in Nigeria. And like I say, it's up to you to decide. But my first daughter just graduated university and she went to school in Nigeria. And if we had sent her abroad, it would have been very hard. In Nigeria, you can still, as a parent, still use small gidigbo gidigbo hey, gidigbo gidigbo hey, where you know go fit use abroad. It's a conversation some people don't want to have, and Elon Musk. Do you know how rich he is? He literally said he lost his son. His son is now a woman. I'm not saying those things don't happen in Nigeria, but not at the rate at which they're happening abroad. And you get the way you go raise your pikin for Nigeria. If you try them abroad, you go enter trouble. So I want people to share their honest opinions. I don't want to take any side. Like I said, it always looks like abroad is winning. I was chatting to Mrs. Linda today. I said something. I said the average Nigerian who is abroad did not live the Nigerian life, the Nigerian good life. So they don't understand it. Most of the people who go abroad are people who have hustled in, as in hustle, saw, when kidnapper don't kidnap you, they don't harass you, you won't go report to police, police saying, waiting, you want me to do. You know, those Nigerian foolishness things. And you now find your way out of Nigeria abroad, and then you look back in terror. And I don't blame you. Because if you've not lived, and I may be 1%, but since I came to Lagos, I started my life in Ikoyi. I was living with in 2001, I came as a youth copper. I was staying with my uncle and my aunt in Club Road, Ikoyi. From there, I moved to Dolphin Estate, Ikoyi. From there, I moved to Victoria Island. From there, I moved to 1004. From there, I moved to my house in Lekki. So, compared to the average Nigerian, I have not experienced the motion. I have not experienced the okokomaiko. I remember there was a time I was shooting something in AIT every Saturday, so I had to go to AIT. They used to send a car to carry us to AIT. Baba, Alagbado, that's another world. I once in a while went to stay with Plantation Boys that year, Two Face and Co. When I first came to Lagos in 2001. I remember going there once, driving to Festac in traffic after closing work. It was not a fun experience. But these are one offs, these are not my regular experiences. So for me, I always say this, my view of Nigeria is different from the average person who went through the hell and high water of Nigeria. So sometimes I don't see it. I don't see it. A lot of you didn't have the opportunity I have, and I don't blame you. So The side of Nigeria you saw was the very rough side, which is what majority of people who are abroad today saw. Not many people lived in Victoria Island or Ikoyi or Lekki. Uh, so their experience of Nigeria is horrendous. I need to get out of here. And once they get out of here, they now experience sanity, 24 hours light, calm, security, hospital, um, uh, all of you saying Lekki is a big no, did not, I've never lived in Lekki, so just leave it. 90% of you saying Ikoyi Island, you've not lived there, so just leave it. What is special about Lekki is different from the mainland. If you've lived on the island, you would understand the mainland. If you've lived in VI, you'd understand. Nigeria has its Nigerian madness. But look at what Elon Musk is going through with his 16-year-old daughter. Nobody in Nigeria will go through that. We'll tell ourselves truth. Nobody in Nigeria would go through that. Nobody in Nigeria, none of my neighbors, nobody I know is dealing with a 16-year-old changing his identity. I'm not saying people are not changing their identity, and I don't have any problem with it, but not at 16 and not at less than 16. Not at 16 and not at less than 16. Somebody is mentioning Bobrisky. Bobrisky is an old man. He did not start at below 16. They said, according to Elon, go and watch the documentary. I was watching part of it. They said that Elon Musk said that they told him that if he not allow the boy go buy himself. The richest man in the world. The government literally tricked him. He said it himself into. Is there? He said it. Somebody said, "How do you know, DF? You must be very dense." Did you not watch the documentary? Come and watch. He said it with his own mouth that they tricked him into. You see, the same set of people that are always shouting this abroad, abroad, abroad is Tolu, Honeyki, Mrs. Linda, what is it called? Samaria too, don't join them. It's the same set of people. The day I will bring people that have a good experience of Nigeria, you will hear a different side of the story. You will hear a different side of the story. This particular thing, unless you want to lie, can never happen in Nigeria. It can never happen in Nigeria. You guys are not being rational, you're being one-sided. It can never happen in Nigeria that a child less than 16, Mokuna Jojam, a child less than 16 go wake up, say in one change, and then government go mandate you to do one. You know if it happen for Nigeria. Enough it happen for Nigeria. And it happen for abroad steady. And all of you raising kids now, just know that you're going to get to that phase. And all of you who were raised abroad, because some of you were raised abroad, that time you were raised is different from now. Things don't change you. So don't think because it was easy for your parents with you, it will be easy for you with your children. I dey warn una down. I dey warn una down. I've raised my youngest daughter is 16. She not fit come meet me say below 16 say she want change her orientation. At least there are some things that they have to grow and have the mental maturity before they can do. He said he was ill-advised. They told him that the boy was going to buy himself if he didn't. He literally was, how do I say, cajoled into it. Now, I had a I had someone that was very close to me. The person told me that her child has a lot of friends who are that other side, but her child is straight. Do you know? Now, the child don't change fully from girl. She don't change to man pikin. Sote, she don't take medicine wey make her bobby go down completely. Sote she dey take picture open chest. I saw this transformation happen from, and the child dey young. So my problem is not the fact that this happens everywhere in the world. My problem is how young it's beginning to happen. And a lot of you know what I'm saying. And a lot of you have young children. So una go meet them for front. Una feed. You see, let me tell you something for this life. I always tell people, you cannot lie to yourself. Many of you living abroad are in denial of the reality of this situation I'm talking about. I said something when I first started. I said, if you bring up this conversation, it will always look like abroad is winning because you can't deny the opportunities, the healthcare system, the safety that a child would enjoy abroad. You can't deny those things. But it takes a deeper perspective for you to look within to understand the level of danger that none of you have 16-year-olds. How many of you here have 16-year-old children? How many of you have 20-year-old children? How many? I'm asking you. How many of you have 16-year-old, 20? All of you have small children. I doubt if there's anybody here that even has a 10-year-old. I doubt if there's anyone here that has a 10-year-old. So until you've seen the full perspective of what abroad can do to your child, you really don't. If you have 20-year-old and above, let's hear. Someone said we're 116 ourselves. It's like me telling you I was 116 myself. The year I was 16 and now, is it the same in Nigeria and abroad? Even in this Nigeria, when I was 16, what my father got away with, I cannot get away with my child. Adezi, can you hear me?
Oh, sorry.
So Ugona, sorry, I thought it was Adezi. Ugona, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So go ahead. What are your thoughts?
You are definitely right about that because growing up in Nigeria, there's some things we can't say, and growing up in America, you have the right. For example, I have some teenagers in the house, and when they go to the doctor to see their primary physicians, we are not allowed to be in the same room with them. So basically, they go into the room, the doctor asks them private questions, and when they come out, they can't discuss that with us because of privacy issue, because of things that maybe things like maybe we might not be able to understand, or we might like tell the doctors or tell our kids, why are you talking to the doctors about things like that? So they kind of protect them in that situation. So let's say example, you have a child that wants to transition. The child can't tell you he or she wants to transition, but when they go into the doctor's office, they're able to have that conversation with the doctor privately, and the doctor directs them on what to do. So yeah, but in Nigeria you can't do that because your parent is gonna beat you. They're gonna make sure they're gonna make sure you don't even think about that. It doesn't even cross your mind. So yeah, I do believe what you said. Yeah, it is.
All right, we have somebody else in the room. Hello, hello, hello. I don't want to take too much of our time today.
Hey, Daddy Priest, how you doing? I'm
Can we
so
see
sorry.
your
I'm at the
face?
hospital. I'm at the hospital. You can see the curtain. I just want to chip in a second,
Okay,
right?
chip in quickly. Let's hear you.
Okay. Are you talking about parenting in Nigeria aspect of the whole Nigeria, or you are talking about Lagosians? Because we are talking about Lekki.
When it comes to the whole Nigeria, this particular matter, you can use the whole Nigeria. Go ahead.
Whole Nigeria.
Yes.
Like me, I was born and raised in Oshogo.
Very good.
Real? I mean, I'm for real. Typical, if I'm telling you typical Yoruba girl, as in my parents, they used to come here all their lives. I came to America at the age of 23, right? But the orientation, the way I was born and brought up in Oshogo, I brought it here. I'm now 47 years old. I have a son of 20, daughter of 16. Both of them here in Chicago, they went to private school, Catholic school. They were raised typically like Omo Naija. Are you getting my point? It's the way you raised your kids and the wisdom of God. Sleeping in, sleeping out, they do. Like Omalako, where you get my point? Sleep out, they do. Let me get the point, baby. I think you grab it. I don't do it, and it's worked for me. My son is now in university. Champagne in Elon. On study medicine. Dorami, Oma graduate next year. College, I mean, how do you call it? High school. Private school, I'm on Milo. And you're my GA, and you are not still be Moshe. Yeah, you get my point. If you tell me to woman low and you walk, I'll be Moshe book, Dama. Are you get my point? It's the way you can raise Bamba race in your marriage, Masa. My father is an international man. Bamba race, you don't get my very quick. Are you talking about
no, I'm talking about generally. I was just addressing some people who were saying one or two different things.
Right. I'm talking different things. Is that what you say?
Yes. No, you're making sense. So my question is, there are this thing that happened to Elon Musk, where his child below 16 transitioned. Can that happen in Nigeria?
No, sir. I'll answer you. It's the way you were raised. Orientation kalukuyato, sir.
Okay, so let me bring Samaria. Sama baby, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
All right, thank you so much, my sister. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead.
Everyone. Let me freeze. You're only focusing on this transition.
This is a conversation, and it's a very big conversation for this generation.
Sorry, I thought you're only focusing on this particular aspect of what the child did. I mean, this is similar to a lot of things that go wrong even in Nigeria. How about children? Some of the news things we see on the news that parents will be tricked into, like doing things they're not supposed to do with underage children.
Like how?
Freeze.
Like how?
You don't understand what I'm saying?
I don't.
Okay.
Because I raised 7 children. I raised 7 children in Nigeria.
Parenting can go wrong.
Parenting can go wrong anywhere in the world. But my question, let's keep a question. Let's have a conversation and focus on our conversation. This thing will happen to Elon Musk. Did it happen to him or not? Yes or no?
It did happen according to him.
Can it ever happen to anybody in Nigeria?
It depends.
Nope.
No,
it does not. It doesn't depend.
Happen.
You are leaving it for you to say it depends. You are in denial. It can never happen.
It can happen.
It never.
Can never happen. It depends that the parents wouldn't let the child do that or something. You mean? Yeah. And is that where you? I think more like it from. Well, it did happen to him. It has happened to him. Look, see, I don't pray and I don't wish my child to grow up tomorrow and decide to change whatever gender. But should it get to the point where a child feels, okay, I don't want to be this anymore, this is what I want to be, that's okay. As long as you're 18 years and above, go ahead, do you.
Okay, we have somebody else here. My sister.
How about those people people that we are not favored by nature. Hello.
Yeah, hi. Hi.
Hi, Daddy.
The conversation here is, somebody said, what about Doyin Okupe's son? Doyin Okupe's son is an adult. The conversation is not about transitioning. The conversation is not about man and man. The conversation is, can a child younger than 16
the age
cajole his parents with the medical health care behind him, go and get a transitioning? The answer is, it can never happen in Nigeria. As in, it's not 1%, it's 0%. If it's going to happen, maybe the parents indulge the child, but there is no hospital in Nigeria that will advise the parents that they should transition the child because the child wants to below 16. Make we they talk truth for where truth dey. We've got somebody else here.
Daddy freeze. You know, the other thing about it is, if the parent do not agree, there's other set of the, LGBTQT, that department is going to support the child as well. So when it gets to that point, the parent don't even have any say to it.
Yep. You see, we need to understand that this is not a conversation about abroad versus Nigeria in general, because people tend to rush and, let's make this abroad. No, this is one particular scenario that is going to be a problem for many of you that are raising young kids. It's going to come to a time when your kids are going to have rights that you did not have, because abroad society, they move very fast. Those of you that grew up abroad, you think it is the things you did and got away with 10 years ago, you think your children too will do them and get away with them, and you are going to be very, very pleasantly surprised. So I've got somebody else just join us.
Hey, Daddy, please.
Someone said that movement is moving to Nigeria soon. I guarantee it cannot move. Hold on. I'm telling you that movement cannot get to Nigeria for the next 20 years. This particular one cannot happen in Nigeria in the next 20 years. And I can put my money down. No, but you see, the conversation is not about transitioning. The conversation is, would you allow... Do you know what I wanted to be when I was 16? Do you know the kind of thoughts that were in my head when I was below 16? If I were allowed to do every single one of them, would I really be here today? So the problem is not about transitioning. If today I decide that I want to transition, I'm a full-grown man. Caitlyn Jenner woke up one day and decided to transition. Nobody quarrel am. Those way laugh am. Those way applaud am. Those way ignore am. Those way face their business, drink water, face their business, drink water. Now full-grown man.
Because his brain was matured.
Below 16, son of the richest man on earth. Make him talk, say nothing where he fit do, because they use all sorts of things to threaten him, including say the boy go by himself. He had to sign under pressure. Nobody is going to make you sign such a document in Nigeria. Nobody. Let us tell the truth where the truth is. Do you know Will Smith's son, Will Smith's son, when he was about 12, said he was going to remove his bolahon. He said once he turns 18, he will remove his bolahon. Why he never remove him? Because the brain way they in head when he did 12. Different from when he reached 18, realized, Baba, I need this bolahon. What if they had allowed him at that 12 to remove it? Say that's what he wants, his child wants it. You never see, Baba, I remember the kind of tantrums where I throw as a 15-year-old. Say, lie, this is what I want. Imagine, say, my parents, nothing contain me. They allow me to do them. There are things I would have done and regretted. Because I did not have the mental maturity to take those decisions. So the answer now is, and you all need to understand this paradox, especially all of you that have little children. You are going to, so prepare your mind and prepare your child and prepare your situation for the possibility of this happening to you. So you better think of a way. If you have a 12-year-old, think of the next 6 years and how crucial they're going to be in your life. And if your child should spring any surprises on you, what are you going to do? If your child is 4 years old, think of the next 12, 13 years as a very critical part of your child's life. What are you going to do should you find yourself in such a situation? This is a situation I never faced with any of my children. My youngest son is 9. The one before him is 17. The other ones are all 20 and above. I never went through this. Because the level of control a parent, I don't have the control over my children that my father had over me. You understand? Because then our parents were the alpha and the omega, the begin, whatever your father talk now. So now there's more of a negotiation with your children. They have rights. You have to respect their rights. You have to work with their rights. You have to understand them and work with them. So there's that bullying where our parents been bully us that year in all day this generation. So if my parents enjoyed, I'm not enjoying what they enjoyed. Do you understand? Sometimes my first daughter, for instance, no, if she wants to send you message, she no say, how are you doing? Good morning. How is everything? I need gate pass.
Yeah.
I need gate pass. Do you understand? We don't quarrel. You don't reach one stage. I look and say, if I make this an issue, me and the pikin no go get relationship. So I start working with, okay, this now how this pikin be. Make I work with them. They're not born you well. I remember my father's family made a story of one of my uncles, then, or my cousins, came to meet my dad and said, doctor, I want travel. Ejo for me 10,000, I be 10 naira. That time na naira they spend 10 naira na money we get value. Say, doctor, I beg give me 10 naira there. The whole family, they do family meeting on top of this matter. Say Taka, say he snap finger, say make papa give him 10 naira. You understand what I'm saying? Today, say my pikin not greet me good morning. I not fit carry and go table for any family meeting. Nobody go answer me. So whether Nigeria is the way it was when we were growing up is a lie. It has changed. And there's something a lot of people are raising. In Nigeria, everybody hides to do their own. Which Nigeria is the hypocrisy capital of the world. I know. And religion is somewhere at the bottom of hypocrisy. Anywhere you look, hypocrisy. That's why if you read Matthew 23, Christ said, oh, you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. Hypocrisy and religion, they are like twins. They bond them together. So in Nigeria, there are 16-year-olds who actually want to transition. There are 10-year-olds who want to transition. But maybe by the time they are 21, Nigeria, you not fit take any decision until you are 21. Forget 18. I get 18-year-old now. One day my parents tell me, say I be 18, I tell her, I say, now before this house. Until you're 21. For my children to attain maturity is two things. You have to be 21 and you have to be a graduate. If you are not a graduate, you have no maturity. So if you graduate at 19 but you are not yet 21, your maturity starts at 21. If you are 21 and you've not yet graduated, you graduate by 23, your maturity starts at 23. That's the law in my house. Before you can decide that you want to take any mature decision, you have to be a graduate and 23 and 21. And all my children, at least my first two children, one is 22, the other one is 20 this year. So that one go turn 21 next year, go receive her full maturity. But as she never graduates by that 21, maturity will still remain until she graduates. I can tell you for free, the way my 22-year-old thinks and the way she used to think at 16 are worlds apart. The things that used to matter at 16, that she used to make noise about, at 22, they no longer seem important. Now, other things have, I have actually seen the transition, and I can only imagine if she had the power she now has at 22, at 15. How much danger she is exposed to. And that is my argument in this particular situation. It's not, listen, when it comes to hypocrisy, abroad people, if they are white, they'll tell you they are white. Niger man na red, but he go tell you say na white in B. That's one of the disadvantages of Nigeria. I know it. I will say it anywhere without hide. Nigeria is the hypocrisy capital of the world. They are no, the whole abroad, if they check all of them, they are hypocrites, no past 3. Normal abroad person go tell you whole ha as he be, as he they do for a house for darkness. Now so he did. That's why abroad people came up one day and said there are people who prefer small picking. So make they allow them. Who heard that argument? Just as some people prefer people from their own side, they say some people prefer now their predilection, say they like small picking. They try fight them as movement. In as much as that was the most annoying thing I'd ever seen or heard, I still appreciated the fact that they are not hiding to do it. That same thing for Nigeria, they hide the door. Pastor, they put hand for small picking for Nigeria. Abroad, those ones we want to do, go one day say, me, this now waiting I like, and I want you to give me the permission to be doing it publicly, instead of labeling me a P. You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to hypocrisy, even a pastor in Nigeria, a reverend in Nigeria, a doctor in Nigeria is still hiding his real identity. Nobody know anybody identity for Nigeria. Nobody. Anybody where they live for Nigeria, you not feel knowing identity. But abroad, they not get that hypocrisy culture where we get. Abroad person will be priest, go tell you saying be priest. The one will be by the time you see the tattoo for him body, you put earring way big like this for him, you go no say now when they go be that in brain they different. When you see somebody like Doja Cat, you will know that the way her way of thinking is different from Samaria's way of thinking. No need to begin the right long episode. So if we're talking about hypocrisy, Nigeria is one of the worst places in the world. But the argument today is not hypocrisy. The argument today is people abroad are allowing children without minds mature enough to take decisions concerning their sex. There was a story about a young boy who transitioned at 14. He now grew up and now changed his mind and sued his parents.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard the story. He sued his parents.
I saw one last week as well. A lady that she had a baby, and then complications, that followed after having the baby is now what is making her sue them, saying that she was 18, that she wasn't. I think she said she was 16 or so. She wasn't in her right frame of mind. I mean, how could they have allowed her to do a thing like that? Well, just last week I saw it.
So these are the things, and I cannot ignore this, and I cannot tell you guys that everything's going to be all right. All of you who have children younger than 5, start preparing for how you will deal with this kind of issues should your children spring them up.
Daddy freeze. Let me tell you, people know. My girlfriend, I have a friend, Asia, her son. At the time that boy was still 4 and 3. There's certain things he would do. Like when he falls, she'll be like, she'd be American. No, get up, he's a boy. I would rush to help as a child. No, leave him alone, get up. Julius, get up, you're a man, get up. She is trying. I see how she's trying to groom him as young as he is. When he wears his shirts, certain things he would do, you say, no, don't do that, don't be acting like a girl, like they know. The ones that know. And they are doing whatever they can do to make sure that, they go through the right part. Yeah. While the ones that are okay with it are okay with it.
I wanted to say something real quick. I was accusing Otumba yesterday. I said he did not. He said he sent some money. He did not send it. The money came in the morning. So Otumba actually sent the money. So a lot of people come, they attack Otumba now, say, Otumba, did he actually send the money? Otumba, you're me or Nobanjo. Thank you so much. I saw that 50K. He actually did send it. We're all yapping him yesterday. He said, I cannot lie. You understand? But because I didn't see the inflow, I was like, Otumba, innocent. So now early morning, now the thing come, Nigerian bank. Another problem we have in Nigeria is our banking sector. God will help us. Today was it today or yesterday? Here, I went to do some tests in the clinic. So they brought POS, like 100K. Now I put POS, the first one no go. I put the second one no go. And I don't do all the tests finish. So it come be like say I want to run with their money. So I had to wait. Eventually, the bank finally decided to open. I could now make payments. Nigerian banking system will disgrace you in a Nigerian factor. But the conversation today is about this. And all of you listening to me now, you can be, and one problem with Nigerians that live abroad, when it comes to Nigerian matters, they're always in denial. You know what I'm saying is true. So whether you agree with me that it's true or not, you know in your heart, forget what in sometimes some people they go debate. It's like saying, are women polygamous? And I remember watching a debate, they told the woman that you say yes, and the other one they say yes. So the woman has to go and create material for yes, even though whether she believes that her perception about polygamy is right or wrong, she knows she has to defend what they told her to defend in the debate. So she went there and she put her in the debate and she won the debate. So I know some people are here in the comment section trying to win a debate. Let me tell you something. Me, I don't raise 4 personally 4 children above 16. 4 from baby to above 16. 4. My other 2 left when they were younger. So I cannot say I raised them to 16. I shall raise them to like 10. So I can tell you that me, I don't escape that under 16 except with my baby. And in know the kind of hand where they take raise am. And in the see in sisters, and in sisters are a part of his upbringing. Because let me tell you, by the time you don't get 17, 18, 20-year-olds in the house, they are adults, they can have their own children. If nobody say, my mother gave birth to me at 21, my first daughter is 22. Between me and my mother, Professor Smaranda, Vice Chancellor, is 21 years. Now 21 years, my mother takes senior me. It did not stop my mother from becoming a professor. But it's just what does it mean? It means my daughter that is 22 years old can have a child. If my mother could have me at 21, my 22-year-old daughter is old. So when you have a 22-year-old daughter in the house with your child, there are some things I don't talk about. They take care of his feeding, they discipline him, they understand, they control him. I just see him do things. This person said I should do it. You understand what I'm? So by the time even me sometimes if I did too harsh on her and they correct me, say no, you are too harsh on this boy. You get. So I've graduated from raising small children. Hey, what are we going to do when they become teenagers? Say teenager end for 19. After 19, no more teen again. 20, no be teenager. I get 3 20-year-olds. 20 and above, I mean. So I've crossed that teenage. Even if today one of them comes and says they want to transition, they are well within at least the age of maturity. You get what I tell you? My daughter wanted to put a nose ring. I know the amount of family meeting, family debate we had for her to put a nose ring. I not tell her, say, no, put nose ring. We shall do back and forth. We go forward, we go backward. We shall work the situation out. So the argument is, and this is more like advice for all of you who think that, I'm abroad, everything is rosy. If you've not raised any child through teenage, prepare for the absolute worst. I can tell you what I went through with the children when they were going through their teens. It is always hardest with the first. That one where they lead them. Now where the work they gonna be that. Because if you get it right with that one, the other ones will tend to play around the parameters that one gave you. If my 22-year-old daughter says she won't become man now, there is nothing I can do to stop her. And I know it is a decision she's taking as a fool. The only thing I tell you is, I hope you know that you are 100% responsible for the decision you are taking. I don't even feel bad about her. I don't try my own. You understand what I tell you? I've put in the work. I've worked with them. She's a graduate. She has passed the age of maturity. When I was 22, my partner fit tell me wetin to do. If he talk am, I go listen to am. But wetin I want to do, now me I go do. And nothing when if he do when I do wetin I want to do. And guess what? If police arrest me, they are not going to treat me as an 18-year-old again. If police arrest you for 21, you are going in full time. You are fully responsible. At 21, I can get a government contract. At 21, I can enter inside a partnership with anybody. At 21, I am legally mature, meaning I can do anything. I don't need anybody's consent. When the children were younger, if you want to travel with them, you go need this consent, you go need that consent. Once they cross 18 like this, if they reach airport by themselves, nobody can turn them back. They are mature. And not just in your eyes, but also in the eyes of the law. Now, between 17 and 18 looks like just 1 year. It is actually a world of mental maturity. I remember when I used to drive motor at 16, when we go house, go thief motor, carry motor, go school. We go use the whole field, do donuts. I remember those days. We go raise dust for the school, like say helicopter land. We go sneak onto the park. Once we enter school like this, like 4 of us, whoa, enter the get one field where the front of my school. We go burn the whole rubber there. We go as in those things where they watch for movie, we do them. Because that was what was fun to us then. Once teachers they call, everybody go run, go their house. The next day they'll come, they look for us. But we don't collect our guy that day. Everybody go see us the next day, say, man, that stunt where you drive, man, or more. You understand? By the time I got into university at 20, my brain was now how I go use that car go carry babe. Not how I go use and burn rubber, do donuts. That time my papa they drive, they repair the motor. If tire spoil, that the tire don't spoil. When I begin to repair the motor, inside my allowance, so I drove my car in the uni. I had a car in school. I no use and burn one rubber. That thing where they do cho with our papa car for secondary school. Once I no do am, I did do this thing every day. If I come school, pick my sister, I go cho. The day I begin to buy tire, the day I begin to buy petrol, you know, say that cho they chop fuel, they chop tire. The day I begin, so when you get to a place of maturity, nobody will teach you, only you go begin calm down. So my mindset at 21 and my mindset at 16, that 16, the only thing I wanted to do in my life was drive motor. That was my target. As in my life, if they sit me down and say, what's your ambition in life? I want to be driving motor, make people they see me. Baba, they beat me for us.
Because even the Bible said it now. When I was a child, I thought for whatever reason like a child. Now that I'm old, those things are passed away.
They are passed away. So be careful what decisions you make while you are reasoning like a child.
True.
That is my conversation here. It not pass like that. Be careful, you that you are living abroad, where your children have the ability to take adult decisions while they are children. Imagine I could take my father's car legally. Now in front of government house, now I go to do my my donuts. We they call am 360 that year. I remember one of my guys, Lolu. Lolu was in Loyola. Now so Lolu come my school that year say, almost see as on our field neat. When I know they carry car come school. Because their own field, they don't use everything, do donuts. You just see ho, circle for the whole field. Once the teachers they come, they all wrong with the motor. The next day, once gate they open, nobody they gate. When like 3 people don't enter school, begin to draw donuts everywhere for the whole school. Come on. So we today look for how we go other people's school, go draw donuts, make them know say we don't arrive. That was our lifelong ambition. It was what mattered to me the most. That time they tell me say I no go draw donut like this. Go like see they say I want buy. Now I enter uni, my papa no gree give me motor. If finally I get motor, my mama say okay, they manage this motor before she bought me my own car. Baba. Ordinary battery spoil. They give me money to repair battery. That money I use and chop. Guess what? I can't find hill anytime I carry the car go school, and I have to park the car in school. I know if you park car for outside school, come begin to attend lecture. So everywhere we get hill, I don't know all the hills. So I just go there park. The motor no get battery. I drive the motor like that. 3 months, the motor no get battery. I can't repair the battery. The kickstarter can't spoil. So the motor now not gonna get kickstarter. So 6 months now they park car for hill. As in, I go carry babes. Babes no go no say I jump start motor. They go just dey inside car everywhere. I just turn key, just press clutch, drop handbrake, just remove arm. Just car will just start. As in, I was so smooth at it because they just repair battery. Finally, after you don't chop battery money first time, they give you another money to go do another battery. Then Kickstarter constant. You know, go fit tell them for us. So you go give them small space for us. Say Kickstarter to don't spoil now. So you need to understand that as you mature, your mentality matures. By the time I bought my own car, when my mama buy for me for 3rd year, the last thing on my mind was true. It was how I was going to show, how my car was going to be clean, how I was going to have fuel in the tank, how I was going to show up at the hostel, how I was going to wear my shades and look good. Now, as I buy my motor now, my mentality they different from my mentality even then. Because I don't get woman where I want to use motor, please, for my old age. So the message to all of you, especially the stubborn ones, Tolu, Mrs. Linda, you live in a society where your children are allowed to take mature decisions as underaged. Don't be in denial saying Lekki the flood. That's not the conversation. In Nigeria, underage children are not allowed to take mature decisions. That is my conversation tonight. Anybody wants to say anything, make I end the live? Any other matter? Sama baby, you are looking good. I like your hair. Any other matter? Hi, my sister. Oh, yeah, talk. You never talk since morning.
How are you? Now I was listening to you. Everything that you said is right. America, me, I have 4 children. I have 17, 16, 11, and 10. Most of the time, I'm very scared that one day, I pray, God forbid, I pray that none of them will ever come to me and tell me that, oh, mommy, this do not feel right. This do not feel, I want to change something. Because as I'm seeing it all the time on social media, just like Dwayne, is it Dwayne, the basketball player, that his son said he wants to be a girl. So now she already transformed from being a boy to a girl. So that's a very scary point when it comes to America. America have all the good opportunity in life, but also it can ruin your life and your kids and your family lives. Some things that they allow, particular in school,
like in school, they have different, like, they telling the kids now they can use the one that's transgender, they can use the bathroom, they can use the same bathroom as kids that's not transgender. So you see how it is. So it's really, really scary when it comes to America versus Africa. Because at one point I wanted to let my kids
Nigeria just
go
lost.
back to
Nigeria just
Africa.
lost the debate.
There's no like.
Nigeria just lost the debate. Don't worry. I live in area where they call that area A plus plus. In 30 seconds they go bring the light. Just begin time on. The light go come down. As
That's
na
the only
night.
thing.
Before they go
Yeah.
switch over, maybe the person who's supposed to switch over don't sleep. So maybe it take them like 2 minutes. Normal daytime, 45 seconds, they don't change the. They don't change the.
At least Nigeria is good. Sierra Leone, like they said, sometime when they turn off lights, they don't come 1-2 days. They will turn it on the next day. So Nigeria is not bad than Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is getting worse every single day. So that if you should give Nigeria a little bit thumbs up.
Me, I always give them. Now all these abroad people don't like our country.
You guys are really, 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 really lucky for what you guys have in Nigeria. Because Sierra Leone, they turn up lights. Yeah. You guys
using the princess state to compare to Nigeria. They play.
What Nigeria?
I know, right? I know, right?
Yeah. So you should give Nigeria a little bit of.
Is she Elena?
That in face.
Are you Elena?
Huh?
Come, make they go wake the people who supposed to switch this power now. Once by this kind of time, me I know say before they go on the lights, the first thing go scratch blockers, wake up, washing face.
I was gonna say something with you.
Yeah. Thank God, you don't even waste time. This thing, they make this thing where we the experience. So this light will get 24 hours. No be everywhere for Nigeria. You go see I'm like this. So me, I even know. This now Nigerian 3:45
a.m. The light turn off and then it turn back on. So you see,
that's how it was to Nigeria, my sister. That's how it was. Just 30 seconds, it comes back everywhere in Nigeria.
Well, you see, it's Sierra Leone.
You pay for it.
30 seconds.
You pay for it. We pay about the equivalent of $300 to $500 a month for power.
Wow.
You can't have this kind of power if I lived in my own house and I wanted to power my house like this, it would cost me in the millions. It would cost me like maybe 1.5 million. This not say we even the estate, everybody join funds together, they power together. So only me, they power my house myself.
Like
we're doing it in Port Harcourt.
In America, like for water, if you use the water, if you use it too much, you'll be like, sometimes when you cook, it'll be like 100 and something. And then the light too will be like, it depends on how you use it. Yeah. Yeah.
But if you say something, I think I should just leave it alone.
Say it, and we are ending. We are done.
I mean, it's still based on this. When I was a child, when I'm a child, or when I was a child, I reasoned like a child. You know, if you relate this to certain things that go wrong in people's early adulthood, teenagers, it's one of the reasons why you see a lot of the crime rate is usually higher in this area. When I was in school, I used to be like, I don't care what it is I have on me. If you stop me and, decide to take anything I have, I'll give them all to you. Especially those young folks that don't think very well. At that time, they're living in the moment. It could be they just want to go out there and flex and rub and get money to buy that thing that they are aiming at that time, which may not even be a priority in the near future. Which is also one of the reasons why it is easy for some of these politicians and the rest of them to use them as they like, because it's easy for them to give them $1 billion. Give them just $1 million, give them 500,000, and send them out. And they'll go out there just because that little money is in their pockets. Somebody is giving you money that is not even enough. It's not even what they use for diesel, weekly diesel in their house. to go and commit a crime that he wouldn't do, even if he's given millions to do it. But because at that stage, at that
That's
time,
what matters to you.
you're not thinking right, you just go. That's why I say when they come to you, be it in your home, be it anywhere you meet any of these young ones, and they want something or they try to rob you, give whatever it is you have. Some of them just want to put in their record and say they don't buy person. That's all they want to know about. They don't. So if you try to kind of, act wise or think that they are reasoning like you reason, you get it wrong. They can just get rid of you and they keep moving. And to them, they will be happy that they did it because it's their priority at that time. It's just something I was saying.
And by the time they finally go jail, wake up in their teens, in their late teens or their early 20s, they will realize what they've done wrong.
You can imagine somebody, a full-grown man or somebody coming to a man of 30, 40 years old who's got family and kids, and then you think you can give them peanuts to go errands for you. So first of all, get there. I remember he also has kids like you. So why would I do this to someone who has got kids? But these young ones are not thinking that way. And that's how to please Jennifer and how to buy beer and throw party and stuff like that. They're not, they don't think that way. They don't at all. And it's still applicable to the young girls too. All those things you guys see happening on the internet, girls coming out online and blabbing and talking about how a man should do this and do that for them. Things that their fathers couldn't do for them. Look,
things their papa no do for their mama, no talk say couldn't do for them. Their papa no do them for their mama.
You leave these people to grow into it.
I like to be independent. It's good to be independent.
Someone they grow into it. At the moment, they're living the moment. That's all they can just think about.
Anyway, guys, let me go and hang out with my lovely wife. She don't fry some kind of fish for me. If you taste this fish, I chop them yesterday. Oh man, taste buds don't use fish. Don't use food.
Daddy, please, can I say one more thing? Just the stuff that Samantha is saying.
Yes.
Samara.
Samara, sorry. This boy, he's like, I think 18. They shot him this past week just because he's wearing nice clothes. And it was so sad. That's the only boy that the lady has in America. They shot him in the head. By the time the police came, he already died. So it's like, that's the only son, and she always buying him good clothes and stuff like that. I don't know what. They robbed him, and then they left him there.
So you don't struggle with them.
Yeah.
You don't do that. You have to keep in your life.
Yeah. So that's like, anytime I tell anyone that I know, if you see somebody trying to rob you, just leave everything to them. Just say, take it.
Like the Canadian police say, drop your key at the front door so they don't have to come upstairs and ask you for it.
Exactly. Especially the young one. They don't think, for real.
It's sad. It's sad for somebody to lose their life for just material things. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And those of them that keep getting used, they need to stop because it's easy for them to use too. You keep using them.
All right.
Anyway, guys, good night. See you all tomorrow. Take care. Thank you so much. Remember, you live in a country where your children can take adult decisions as children. You have to teleguide this and be smart about it. Take care. God bless. Love you all.
God bless you. Love you too. Bye.
Woo!